That's him? Come here, man. Come here. Hey. I ain't playing with you, dude. I'm going to tase you in like 2 seconds. I ain't even fucking around with you. Put your hands in your bag. Put your hands behind your bag. I don't give a fuck who you are. I know who you are. I locked you up. Crazy, dude? Please. Put your hands behind your bag. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
Fuck him. Taser. Taser.
Taser, get down.
Taser,
get
taser.
Down.
Get down on the
Get
ground.
down.
Taser, taser. Get down on the ground. Taser, taser. Drop now. Stop fighting.
Get down on the ground.
Stop.
Fred, Roosevelt insists you will taser deployment.
Ride him. Stop fighting.
Send him some more calls.
Ride him. Ride him. Ride him.
Get down on the ground, dude. Get down on the fucking ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground.
A Chicago police officer who was being beaten and thought she was going to die refused to fire her weapon at her attacker because she didn't want to face the scrutiny that comes with pulling the trigger.
She thought she was going to die, and she knew that she should shoot this guy. But she chose not to because she didn't want her family or the department to have to go through the scrutiny the next day on national news.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wake Up Report. And taser, 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 taser is what the officer can be heard yelling on the police video. When in fact, taser, taser, don't work, don't work. How about gun, gun, bullets, bullets, and shoot, shoot. When a suspect is beating your ass, Otherwise, you deserve to get your ass beat. Number one, I've said it before, tasers just don't work. They just don't work. Number two, I don't know, a lot of you neo-feminists, may not like what I'm about to say, but proof positive why women should not be cops. Number three, turn in your badge and turn in your gun, because if you second guess yourself when it comes to situations like this and you call yourself a police officer, you are no good to anyone. You are no good to yourself, and you are absolutely no good to all of those police officers around you. It took over 6 cops to restrain this man, who they say was high on PCP at the time he crashed his vehicle, I guess, and PCP, I guess, supposedly gives you like superhuman strength or something like that. So it took all these cops to restrain him. But during that struggle, because he had her by the hair, pounding her head down into the ground, had he gotten a hold of her pistol, which he would have had no problem using, potentially you could have shot and killed at least 3 officers in that scuffle. So you are scuffling with a man with a taser, for crying out loud, who you cannot control, who, thank God, I guess he wasn't in his right mind, because if he was in his right mind, he would have snatched your pistol and started to unload on all of those police officers. This situation to me is the equivalent of being in the woods and you walk up on a grizzly bear and that bear stands up on his hind legs and he's getting ready to tear your ass up. And you pick up a twig and you throw it at the grizzly bear and you start screaming, twig, twig, stick, stick. That twig, that stick is not going to stop that bear from tearing your ass to shreds, and yelling taser and the taser is not going to stop an individual like this. And this is a big bear of a man too. It's not going to stop this guy from grabbing a hold of you and just pounding you into the ground. Now, Mr. Huff has been charged. He's been held without bond in Chicago. I'm surprised because, you know, they let you post bond for doing damn near anything in Chicago. But attempted murder and aggravated battery. His lawyer is arguing in his defense that Mr. Huff is a trained cosmetologist. He held a full-time job as a janitor and a part-time job at a chocolate factory. And maybe it wasn't the PCP, maybe he was hopped up in all that chocolate, you know, that maybe he was eating at the factory or something like that. But as if any of that has anything to do with you attacking a police officer, resisting arrest, and assaulting a police officer, pounding her head into the ground, man. And it also, the police said that he was a gang member, and, you know, in addition to being a gang member, was on PCP. I don't know, in this case, I don't kind of get how a gang member can hold down all those jobs and have the time to be in a gang. You know, it kind of doesn't make any sense. But it is more than likely that this guy's going to get off. However they do things in Chicago, you can murder kids in alleys and you post bond. You can deal heroin and damn near kill an entire neighborhood. You post bond. But I hope he gets off. I hope he gets off. I hope he beats the rap. Now, I am pro-cop, you know, for, you know, if you don't know by, you know, most of my videos, I am always going to say I'm pro-cop until proven otherwise, because 9 times out of 10, the police are correct in what they do when they have to shoot somebody. Again, and this video, according to the story I read, was released by the police in response to the Laquan McDonald shooting, where they shot the, you know, he was breaking into some businesses and cops telling him to stop. He's walking down the street with a knife and the cop rolls up on him and shoots him and kills him. So I don't understand the tit for tat. I don't understand what one has to do with the other one. Maybe, I guess the police are showing, well, this is what we got to deal with on a day-to-day basis. It actually makes you look worse, in my opinion, because you could have tased McDonald, who was holding a knife, and you tased this guy. It didn't work, and it took like 10 of you to restrain this guy and get him off of this police officer. I hope the guy beats the rap. I do. It'll be a lesson, or a lesson learned and taught. You can't be hesitant when it comes to pulling that gun and pulling that trigger. If you're going to be a police officer, that is part of that job. And when you can no longer do that, it's time to turn that badge and turn that gun in. Now, according to the police officer who was attacked, she was afraid to pull her gun and shoot because she didn't want the department, or herself, I guess, to go through the scrutiny of what would happen after she shot an unarmed black man. And she didn't want that to go viral. You know, well, congratulations, you went viral anyway. It didn't make a difference. So you should have went on ahead, you should have ghosted the fool, and you would have had proof positive of lethal force being justified when somebody attacks either another person or attacks a police officer. And when you can't do your job, that type of a job, to the point to where you refuse to pull your gun on a suspect, it's time to turn your, I don't care if you're a 20-year veteran. You know, after 20 years, you're starting to show severe lack of judgment. It's time to turn that badge, time to turn that gun in. The war against the police continues, and I don't care if an individual is attacking a police officer, breaking into a building, or doing whatever. If they have the balls to attack a cop, if they have the balls to do anything that puts them in a situation where they are going to get shot and killed, that is on them, and the police need to get the balls back and start playing hardball with these clowns who have figured out, by the way, that if I'm a black male and I'm a thug, I can assault a police officer and nothing is going to happen to me. Even if I kill that police officer, if I don't live in a state that has the death penalty, I will just go back to prison. I will just go back home where I belong, and the taxpayers can foot the bill for me to be taken care of. Or if you're a police officer, go to Chicago and get your ass beat by Mr. Parter Huff because he's a cosmetologist, and after you get your ass beat, hey man, at least he do your hair after he muscles it up, after he pounds your head into the sidewalk. This is KTM in the Wake Up Report saying think a little bit. It will do wonders for you.